What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wars in the Stars, episode number 67. I just realized I didn't put that in the title, of course, so...
But you know what else is upsetting? That this wasn't episode 66 on Star Wars Day.
Correct. And it is also our 1-year anniversary of the first show we reviewed.
Yeah.
Bad Batch. So,
What do you got
that...
on in the background right there?
Yeah, so, pretty special day.
AEW! Sorry, I'm paying more attention to AEW now.
Pretty special day. Obviously, Star Wars Day.
Marvel Day. AEW.
Is there no more Star Wars on? I had this whole thing where I was gonna watch Star Wars on cable television. I don't think it's on anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not on anymore.
AEW.
That's fake sport. Sorry.
Actually, that's a real sport. Let me hit you with this solid steel chair, ma'am.
Yeah, it's choreographed.
Choreographed. All sports are choreographed.
You know what's coming. No, it's not. No, it's not.
You all have to do the same thing. Basketball, you have to shoot the thing into the thing.
Oh, right.
Football,
So baseball. So baseball. I know where the ball's going every time, right?
Yes, coming to you.
Always hit to me. It's never not hit to any one of my teammates.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, how's your week been so far, buddy?
Oh, it's been hectic. But again, I'm making it through. I'm just trying my best. My bibbity best.
Yeah, so I had multiple games last week, obviously. Couldn't play Tuesday, I was sick. Thought I had COVID. I don't have COVID. Tested negative 3 times, so I don't have COVID. It's a good thing. I don't feel 100% yet, but we're getting there. Me and my friend couldn't play, so we were down 2 starters, so kind of sucked that I couldn't play. Obviously want to be there to help out the boys. Yeah, we've played 7 really good teams so far. We play our 7th. We play the best team in the state, I think, tomorrow, so that should be fun. Road trip, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, really good day. Like for nerds, it's been a really good week, man. Just Moonknight, obviously. We'll talk a little bit about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. How I thought I was gonna miss that movie, and I kind of know what happens already. So I will try to. I will say before I get into it, this movie is not as wild as I think it should have been, but I have a lot of faith in Raimi, so I'm excited to actually see it. I'll get to see it Friday.
If I see it Saturday, 3 p.m. sharp.
So, yeah. Well, want to get into Moonknight?
Peak night.
So what'd you think?
I thought this was the best finale of any of the Disney Plus shows. And I thought that this potentially sets up a lot. That's really my short wrap thoughts.
It definitely does. By the way, you are awfully glitchy. Like, it's bad.
Dude, I don't know why. My internet is full bars. Everything is fine.
I don't know what's wrong, Alex. It's like I'm literally watching a potato. I don't mean to be mean or anything, but it's bad.
No, hold on. Let me. Yeah, it is bad. Oh my god, dude.
You might have to go to that side angle. I don't know.
No, I know what I need to do.
So I guess I'll give my little thoughts. We're not doing this. No. We're not doing this.
It's an easy way. Full 1080p quality.
We're not doing this.
Why not?
I don't. No, we're not doing this.
No, I don't have the energy to do it this week. We just gotta kind of push through it and hope that it fixes itself out.
Yeah, so obviously I really enjoyed this finale, like I said in my TikTok review. By the way, this is a season finale. You know what's marketed as that. You said
No, it
series.
wasn't. On Twitter, they marketed it as the series finale of Moonknight.
Okay, I'm reading it today, 7 hours ago. The season finale of Marvel Studios' Moon Knight is now streaming on Disney Plus. This is tweeted from the official Marvel Studios account. Here we
What
go.
I saw. Hold on. Hold up.
Experience the epic conclusion tonight.
Oh yeah, it is season finale. I could have sworn they were calling it the series finale.
No, that wouldn't make sense
Mandela,
considering the post-credit scene, which is kind of
Mandela
where
effect.
I want to start. Um, so Jake
Lockley.
Lockley killed. For one, after the episode, I'm like, damn, I wish they didn't kill Harrow, but having Jake do it, made the most sense. Obviously, uh, so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed also that Jake speaks Spanish. It's a pretty good twist. I like that a lot. They kind of keep with his comic origins a little bit, which I don't care about. He's not a cab driver now; he's a limo driver. Conchu's got the fresh shoot. Uh, I thought it was good. I thought it was probably one of the better post-credit scenes. One of the longer post-credit scenes, I think, in the MCU. It might
Oh
be
yeah.
the longest. Um, what
Oh,
do you think?
my camera looks good now.
Yeah, what do you think about the post-credit scene? What do
Dude, it
you?
was so good. It was so good. I think
It
it's my.
was.
Although, look, I love the Moon Knight, or not Moon Knight. I love the Hawkeye post credit scene, but man, I love this post credit scene. What was that?
Yeah, so good.
What was that for?
No, I actually had to clear my throat. That was nothing. I'm
That
serious.
that sounded
That
that
was
sounded
nothing. No,
so
I'm being
rude.
actually. I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm being 100% honest. No, I'm not. I'm not even
I know.
lying there. I had to clear my throat.
I'm pulling your leg, Drew. Pulling your legs.
I mean, if you want me to
So
be honest, the Hawkeye post-credit scene's terrible. But continue.
no, it's not. It's amazing.
It perfectly encapsulates that show. Awful.
um,
Sorry.
yeah, I like this post-credit scene. I like that it kind of sets up that Khonshu didn't go through with his word of letting Mark and Steven fully go because he held on to Mark's bodies to be there with Jake.
Right.
So I'm thinking for season 2 then. What if he accidentally like speaks to Mark or Steven? He's just like, Jake. And they're just like, what? Who's Jake? Who's Jake?
um.
I don't know though. This sets up a season 2, but
Oh, for sure.
I don't
Who's
know
the
what you
villain?
do in season 2. Yeah,
Khonshu.
but like that's like the guy who gives him his powers.
Right, but doesn't he kill? Don't all the personas kill Khonshu and they still maintain the powers of Moon Knight? If I'm not mistaken, in the comics.
Let's see.
I know there's a iconic comic panel where they all hold Khonshu's head and they say, "I am Jake Lockley. I am Stephen Gwatt. I am Mark Spector." And then Khonshu's bird beak thing blows up, and he's dead. By the way, we got a Latus Gatus. That was awesome. That was a great moment. Latus Gatus falls back to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume Khonshu would be the villain because, um, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I feel like Khonshu's more of a what's the archetype I'm looking for? A mischief. Yeah, mischievous, right? He's just pulling the strings the whole time. Not really a villain. Uh, but a very symbolic ending. I very much love the symbolism in the show. So Hero the whole time has kind of been portrayed in the dreams and as in the show itself as a psychological superior, right? Very intelligent. Obviously as a psychologist in the dream sequences, and then obviously as the mad avatar of Ahmed. Um, and then he gets at the end of the show put into an asylum, basically at the hospital setting that's very similar to Mark's in Stevens. Um, and I just love the symbolism there of how it kind of turned on Arthur's head and how he ended up in the situation Mark and Steven thought they were in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eventually he gets killed along with Ahmet. Um, so yeah, Jake Lockley obviously there. Obviously, I'm just a little bit worried about what we're gonna do with Mark and Steven itself because I don't want another whole season of like, oh, they got to accept each other again. They've got to accept Jake. Like
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, what I would want for a season 2 is more Layla. I definitely, honestly, this might be unpopular opinion. I definitely think she was the standout character of the show.
I don't think it is. I think especially from probably episode 3 on, she's easily the best character.
Yeah,
She's by far the best character. Then her becoming the avatar of Tawet. Very interested. I love. She's kind of the Falcon. She's a female version of Falcon, I guess. I don't know.
well, I've seen people calling her Wonder Woman of the MCU.
Really,
Yeah,
I
she
like
does the
that,
whole-
but
she does the whole X.
she's one of my
deflection.
favorite characters, and she's kind of ambiguous at this point. We don't know a lot
Yeah.
about her. It's not a lot of depth to her character. She's a side character. Yeah, she's totally been one of my favorite characters out of the MCU Disney Plus shows. And I totally like. I'd even want her to be part of the Midnight Suns with Mark. It's like she's a very intriguing character. And out of the MCU Disney Plus shows have done a good job of establishing other characters: John Walker, uh, Photon, Monica Rambeau, Sylvie. We'll skip over Hawkeye. I'm joking. Kate Bishop. But she was more of a main character. Yeah, they've done a good job with side characters, but I thought this one was really well done. Like she was very captivated. More than just a love interest, she got her own power set. They did have that little cringy line, but whatever. Like, are you an
Yeah.
Egyptian superhero? It's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's cool. Obviously representation's great and it matters, but sometimes like
Yeah, I
just a
get
little
you.
cringy on the nose. Just it just feels unnatural sometimes, but whatever. And I also said the other thing, it's like I didn't need to see Ahmed and Kanju friggin' fighting on the Pyramid of Giza.
Godzilla style. I mean, it was crazy. Like, I actually liked the big when they were big and fighting each other because
No.
I really like the shot of Harrow walking up to Mark on the ground and you see Amit stabbing Kanju. But I didn't mind it. I don't understand your frustration with it.
I don't have like a frustration. I just thought it was weird, just like so off. Like it and it's probably because I'm also like not a big fan of Godzilla and Kong films. It's just like I don't need to see two giants. Like that's never been. It just wasn't captivated to me. It was really boring. Just like Abed also was like really bored too to me. Just like oh yeah, the avatar who freed me. Your skills are also unbalanced, but since you freed me, I'm gonna let you pass. Okay. Um, I didn't like it. It wasn't like a good fight to me. It's just like, okay.
No,
Really?
I don't think it was meant to be either.
So why have it? It's more of a distraction than anything.
Just show us God's fighting. Why
What
not?
why did I need to see that? Why? I didn't need to see that.
Why
There was no
not?
point. I mean, there's no point to any of this really, but like just for the sake of the show, it was like really just like it didn't look good. Also, there's some spots here where the CGI doesn't look great. Um,
Didn't notice anything wrong.
um, but yeah, I know it sounded like I'm just picking hairs here, but like I didn't like it. It's just like okay, whatever. It's like one of the least. I like fights that have emotional ramifications have ramifications. That fight had absolutely, like, yes, I get it. We have to get rid of Ahmed, but like, we didn't really focus on Khonshu's gripe with him. Khonshu just wanted the avatars to take care of it. It's kind of been the whole point of the show. Um, so I didn't need to see that. It's whatever. It happened, but it's like, yeah, whatever. Um, so did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the fight between Amit and Kanju. I just thought like it was basic. There wasn't anything to it. I mean, again, there was no substance to the fight, but I liked it. I loved the fight with Mark and Steven versus, or Mark, Steven, and Layla versus Harrow. Loved it. I think it's some of the greatest choreography in the MCU. Just
Really?
especially that thing when Steven comes through and he gets his little batons out and he's going off on some people.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Such good choreography right there. And then the little thing when he brings Harrow into the shack and he does that thing with his shoulder, and then he gets thrown through a wall.
Yep.
It was amazing.
I think my favorite part was the when Mark flies through the sky. Just the visuals of him flying with the cape and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, oh yes. He goes into the moon itself, like he almost covers it. Kind of like what was the Batman animated show that did that? Oh, I can't remember, but it's kind of like what Batman did in an animated show. I can't remember what it was. Was it Beyond? I don't remember. But yeah, I kind of like that imagery. I really love it a lot. I mean, this show is visually beautiful. It's very visually stunning, I think. Yes, I love that shot. I also love the fight as you did. I was worried because like um oftentimes I feel like in the MCU we get so caught up in the powers and stuff that we sacrifice what's like really important, and that's the heart of the story, what makes the show good. And why I say this is probably my favorite finale is that this episode and this finale does something I think that like WandaVision's finale struggled with. It doesn't do what the show did well. What this show did well was formulate a connection between Mark and Steven, acceptance of each other, and overall atoning for your sins, right?
Yeah.
WandaVision was about Wanda overcoming her grief. And um I just think the finale at some points was just a big action piece. Falcon the Winter Soldier, same way. Loki was just he who remains talking the whole time. And Hawkeye was a good moment between Clint and Yelena. But this episode, I think, just it got the fights weren't too long. The fights were purposeful, meaningful, got right to the point, and then it also got back to what was good about the show was those the trippy moments keeping us on our feet, and also Mark and Steven's connection. So that's what I appreciated. And yeah, the fights were very visually stunning. Harrow's powers when he freed Amit were really cool. Yeah, I want to ask you this because I know Harrow is upper tier for you of MCU villains. Are you a little disappointed they killed him like that?
No. I was a massive fan of his death. Massive fan. I thought it was creative. I thought it was very smart that they they didn't kill him off by showing, Mark being like the true cold-blooded killer that he always is, or that he was always said to be. But it was like, oh no, we got another blackout. And, not even Layla knew it was him.
Right.
And so I was massive fan of how they killed off Harrow, especially also in the post-credit scene. Like, I thought it was wonderful how they did it in the post-credit scene with Lockley shooting him in the face with a very weird sounding gun, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I literally thought that sounds like it'd be a sound effect from Star Wars. But yeah, I love Arthur Harrow. I think he's the top MCU villain. and I was okay with how he went out.
I was as well. I agree with the creativity part. Like, it would have been so bored. It would have even been. So they had, usually you have two options, right? You either let the villain live, or you let the hero take him out, right? In this case, they do something in the middle, right? They don't have the hero take him out, and they don't save him. What they do is they use uh, a different person, technically Mark Spector's body, but a different persona, take him out, kill him. So technically, it's Mark's body doing it. It's not Mark, obviously, we know that. But um, so I thought that was really well done, and they do it at the very last moment, right? Usually, you get the villain dies, and then he gets some resolution, right? That's how the hero's journey goes. But here it's like at the very end, and then you're like, whoa, this guy's a cold-blooded killer. We still got Kanju with him. Um, and
It was a brutal kill, by the way. Also, he took the axe part of Harrow's staff and just slammed it into his face.
yeah, yeah, it was. It really was. It
Brutal
really was.
kill. This is a dark show. I'm gonna wait for the Multiverse of Madness questions that we have for the preview. This is the most violent the MCU has gotten.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
apart, I guess, from Infinity War killing everybody.
Right, but there's really no blood. The show had a lot of blood.
Blood, especially like episode 3. This episode with showing again, Harrow have an axe come out of his face.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just this show is good. I'm hopeful for season 2. I hope they get the guy that directed episode 5 and 6 to do most of season 2. I don't remember his name. He's wonderful. He did amazing. I also.
Are you talking?
Oh yeah, go
Is
ahead.
it Mohammed Diab?
I think so. But I don't think we're talking about it enough. The beginning of the episode, when Mark goes back for Steven.
Such a good moment.
Such a good scene. Such a good emotional scene. Just the fact that Mark was willing to essentially kill himself to go see Steven one more time, and then the scales balance out for both of them.
What happens to me should happen to you. You were always there with me, and you helped me through those. That was so good. Such a good moment.
Yeah.
And then they get released, and then Khonshu obviously gives him the powers of Moonknight back. Yeah, it was such a really good moment. And I also love, I will say, the one thing I like is the conversation between Khonshu and Ahmed, where Ahmed's like, yo, we're basically doing the same thing here, just in different ways. Why are we fighting? It's like, the gods don't even realize their hypocrisy here.
Yeah.
Both your methods are pretty
Can we do that?
drastic, and they're not just that, they're not ethical in one case, and they're also in the other case they're not going to do anything, right?
Yeah. It's too late. Crime's been committed.
Right. So yeah, I like that conversation. And there's been a lot of good moral and ethical conversations that I really like that weave their way into the show that were really good. Like the thing I worried about and with Harrow was at the end they were just gonna make him some crazy psycho villain like the Riddler, how he just flooded everything at the end. That they were gonna do the same thing with Harrow, but no, Harrow fulfilled what he wanted to do.
Freed Ahmed and then got an axe to the face and then got 3 bullets in the face. More than 3.
Right.
But
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. This finale rocked. It was a good finale, and I'm hopeful season 2 is just as good as season 1.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think consistency is big to me. This one was consistently solid. I think probably wasn't episodes 3 and 4 were probably the weakest, but I still thought those were good.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't bad. episodes 1, 2, and 5, and 6 are obviously the strongest ones. Like I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 out of 10. The finale.
Mm.
Um, I thought it was strong, solid. It's right up there with Loki. I think it's better than Loki, close. Um, but it's in that upper echelon, and I think my big takeaway was Marvel's starting to get the finale thing down. Like I remember last week, everyone was worried, oh, how are they gonna wrap this all up? They did it in 45 minutes, and I was very satisfied. I
Yeah,
think you would tend to agree.
yeah. I mean, there was the thing that I'm going to when we talk about Multiverse of Madness, it'll be brought up in a question. This, if this was the series finale, I would be more than content. I would be more. Yep, series was a banger. It was awesome.
Right. Yeah. I think it's the second best Disney Plus show behind The Mandalorian. Now, I still think there's a big gap.
Oh yeah,
I still think the Mandalorian, like the Mandalorian, will probably forever
big
be
gap.
king. Will be king. Will
Big
forever be
gap.
king.
Oh yeah,
I think, unless Kenobi. We'll also talk about that later.
yeah,
Um, yeah, unless that shows fantastic. But again, just a step in the right direction. They got the villain thing right. Obviously,
Ooh,
that's
S
another
tier
thing the
villain.
shows have struggled with, right? You had Hero stay the villain the whole time, right? You released Ahmed, but Ahmed was more of just a figurehead. Or Hero, still at
Yeah,
the heart of the story, was the villain.
more or less an
Wasn't
extension of Harrow.
right. It wasn't, Kingpin, who you introduced in what episode 5?
4, 5, very end of 5, I think.
It wasn't the Flag Smashers who just weren't good. uh, it wasn't Agatha who you kind of established in episode 7, 8 in that show.
Yeah,
And it wasn't Loki where it was just like, oh, here's really the big bad of your next phase. But yeah, the other encouraging thing to me was that I wouldn't say I was worried, but it just shows me that the MCU can still tell standalone stories with new characters. I know it's as simple as that, but they're at this point now where there's such a big interconnected universe that um, was a connection to everything. It was nice and refreshing to see something that wasn't a connection. And I kind of want to get your thoughts on that, Alex, because I've noticed a trend almost since I've become an MCU fan that, well, things like Shang-Chi I thought were really good. It still had its ties to the MCU. That the MCU was almost too dependent on itself. Do you think, Marvel should do more stuff like Moonknight? Do you think this is something that they should look uh, more into? Or do you think they should go the Doctor Strange 2 route? Or do you think there should be a mixture?
yeah. I think a mixture is always a healthy thing. I mean, Moon Knight excelled for being disconnected but connected. You know, we were told this is one of the most disconnected MCU shows of all time, and then we get connections to Wakanda. We get things to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we get so many connections to the larger MCU,
Wait, what was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Oh, Madripoor. Yeah,
Madripoor and the GRC connect. You saw with
correct.
us.
But those aren't like massive, massive things.
I
Like
mean,
you
the
could,
Wakanda one kind of was kind of confirmed the afterlife does exist for basically every religion.
yeah,
Going into
true.
this.
That one's yeah, sure. That one's big, but it's not like changing the landscape of the MCU. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. I really, really enjoyed how disconnected this was, but also I did enjoy how connected it was. It wasn't too connected where it was like, hey, remember these other superheroes?
Right.
But this was like, hey, this takes place
I
in
think
the
this
world
is
of
like the
other
first time we
superheroes.
don't get a Tony Stark reference.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how long.
no blimp reference,
Nope.
no. I mean, I guess GRC, but not even really there.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Moon Knight, and I enjoyed it for being disconnected, but
So
connected.
I think we can agree that the asylum stuff with Harrow is in his head,
Yeah,
right?
probably in the afterlife.
You think that's it? I think it's just in his head, like him trying to reconcile, or both of them trying to reconcile with each other, and like in a weird way, Harrow helps him out, almost. Uh, Part of them becoming one, I guess. Like they can interchange like that now. Is the fact that their journey as Moon Knight and Mr. Knight helped them connect as one. And throughout the show, like they needed to take a break almost. And when they went to this mental asylum in their head, it was a way for them to stop and, just connect through Harrow. It was a weird, it was a good storytelling. By the way, I'm still very confused. Why did Harrow have blood on his feet?
I don't know either. I
I
think
was,
maybe to show that it wasn't real.
I guess so, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Still trippy. Still a trippy show. Um, what else? What else? I still love the suits. I love
Yeah,
Layla's suit. Layla's suit. Shoo! Clean.
Falcon and Wonder Woman in one person.
Clean. Gold. Clean.
White. Yep, love it
Oh, by
all.
the way, the avatars of these gods are like, oh, someone's trying to release Ahmed. Well, no shit. Didn't somebody tell you that like 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, and then when they all died, the only thing I could keep thinking about was the TikTok audio. Well, if it isn't the consequences from our own actions,
Right, right.
I don't think I've ever felt no sympathy for someone dying until I've seen them die. And I was like, oh well. Y'all were warned, and then you guys took it out on some guy with mental health problems.
Right, right. Because all Harrow said was no.
Yeah. Harrow, are you trying to release Amit? Be honest. No. Are you sure? Mark Spector has mental problems. What? That's a sum up of what happened.
By the way, I still love Kanju. This man is hilarious.
Yeah. And then I like how he tells Harrow that it's like, oh, I never wanted his wife. When that's literally the exact conversation that they had in like what was episode 2.
Right, right.
So it's like, what do you mean by that? You
So
didn't
my
want
theory is that either Khonshu is like the smartest person on the planet, the smartest god ever, or he is like the biggest idiot that just fumbles his way through things. And I'm gonna go with the latter, that he just fumbles his way through things. Like he is
yeah.
literally the reason I love him so much is because he's like the literal embodiment of Steven and Mark. Like Steven and Mark just find their way through things in their own unique way. And Khonshu's kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, this dude's a god, but like um, he doesn't know what's happening half the time, and he also does some pretty stupid stuff, like change the sky 2,000 years back.
Yeah.
Um, and then he did it again this episode. He just changed it from day to night. Like, yep, here you go. We screw everybody over. Here we go. Just simple light today. Here we go.
He's like, you guys forget I am the god of the night.
And it's like Ahmed makes a comment that like you've aged poorly. How does a god like he's dead?
Yeah. You haven't aged. You've been in stone for 2,000 years.
Right, right.
I still think that's honestly one of my biggest questions is who was Amit's first avatar before Harrow?
Do you think it's all connected? So who knows?
It's me. I was her first
You were.
avatar.
You were okay.
I told that
Interesting.
bitch to sit down and be stuck in stone.
The Ushapti.
Shakti.
So let's actually make predictions. Let's come up with some ideas. So Jake's obviously here. Or actually, let me ask you this: do you think we get Midnight Suns first, or do we think a Moon Knight season 2?
Moonknight season 2.
Okay.
I think it's too early for Midnight Suns.
Well, you think about it. Blade's going into production this summer, so we'll get that around late 23, early 24.
Maybe.
Probably.
But then we still need to know what's going on with Dade Whitman.
Dade Whitman.
Are you ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
Who else is out there? Who else is on the Punisher?
Yeah.
Who knows what they do with that? Ghost Rider?
I honestly, for some reason, have the biggest doubt that we'll ever see Ghost Rider in the MCU.
Really? You don't think it happens?
I don't know why. I've just been thinking about it. It's just like, I don't think they'll bring him in. I don't think they'll bring two people into the MCU. Ghost Rider and Galactus. And I don't know why. My head, I'm just fixated for some reason.
Galactus is like the end. That's it. That's like Galactus will be 80 years old.
Yeah, and I don't think the MCU's ever going to end. I do have a question, because I've talked to my dad about this. Do you think the MCU will ever be rebooted?
It'll probably get so stale and lethargic at one point. Maybe. I don't know. That's so tough to answer, bro, because that's... Who knows? Who knows?
This shit has been going strong for...
13? Oh, Iron Man 2 came out what? Iron Man 1 came out what?
2008?
14 years now.
I don't know how much longer. They are planning on making 10 more years worth of content. So
yeah, this guy Feige's like, yeah, I've got a meeting about the next 10 years. I'm like, what? What?
I honestly, well, it's like you think from our perspective, we're like, oh yeah, the MCU's probably got only probably 5 years worth of original content, like being inspired from the comics. No, they have I'd probably say a million comics to choose from. Like, they have a lot.
Plus, they could create their own characters if they wanted to.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's just from comic-inspired stuff, though. Like, you have to think, we haven't got Secret Wars yet.
No, bro, we haven't gotten massive storylines yet. Like,
No.
We don't even have mutants yet. We don't even have the X-Men prevalent yet.
We don't have Inhumans. We don't have mutants. We don't have Young Avengers, which I don't think we ever will get. But I mean, we don't have Midnight Suns. We don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting on one thing, Drew. I'm still waiting on one thing: the DC and Marvel collab.
Maybe.
Do you think we'll ever get it?
No.
I think we will.
Never.
I think
it's just too many logistical things. I think that wouldn't work.
But I think from this angle, it's too much of a win-win scenario to give it up.
Well, obviously you don't know studios, because I just don't think it would work. Like, how do you?
Why not have them team up to fight Darkseid or something, or have them literally have them fight anyone. Galactus, have them fight literally anyone. Who cares? Why not?
Okay, that's fair. So I guess our final thing, about Moonknight. What would you give the show overall?
10 out of 10.
No, that's boring.
I'm joking. 9.9. 9.
Really?
9.99.
Nah, honestly.
Again. 9 out of 10.
I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
That's boring.
That's actually me being realistic, though. You just give everything 10s. You're a simp for you're a Marvel fan.
Wasn't a 10. Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't a 10. Loki was not a 10.
Hawkeye was definitely a 10.
Hawkeye was a 10. No, I'm joking. Hawkeye was probably a 7 or a 9 now. Or 7, 7 or an 8 for me.
So I think I'd give WandaVision a 7. Falcon, I like that show a lot. 8. It's high. That's high.
It's high for only one good episode.
Loki 8.5.
Way too low for Loki. I'm giving Loki a 9.5 out of 10.
So Loki's your favorite.
No. Now you make me rethink all
Oh
this.
no! And then Hawkeye's like a 6.5 or a
All
7.
right, I'm gonna rank them because I can't put them in numbers right now.
Yeah,
but I can rank them in enjoyment right now. Moon Knight,
Okay.
Loki.
And then there's a drop off.
There kind of is a big drop off, which
Right.
makes me really sad. Then I'd say probably WandaVision.
Wait, really?
I really enjoyed WandaVision upon my most recent rewatch
Did you rewatch it this week or something?
last week.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Because I can tell you what's in last place. What if?
Oh, I'm talking live action.
Last place? Oh, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm sorry, that show had one good episode.
Okay.
And now again, my standard for being a good episode is like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. And that was episode 4.
Really?
Here's my thing. 1 to 3 is trash, had a few redeeming qualities. Other than that, it's awful.
Bro, I have a hard time giving anything. If I give you like a 1 to 3, you were god awful. Like if you're a 4 to 6, you're really bad in my book. 6.5 to like 8 is solid, and then 8.5 and above is like you were consistently good.
4 to 6 is like you had some good moments, but overall you were bad.
Like Rise of Skywalker's 4 to 6, like The Phantom Menace 4 to 6, like Attack of the Clones.
But then, like I think 7 to 8 is like you were good. You didn't hit it on every beat, but you were good. 9 is like you were good. You missed the mark on a few things. Like if you did maybe this a little differently, it would have gone up higher. A 10 is like you did everything perfect. I couldn't think of changing it anyway.
Right. So my rankings would be, and I'll do this in tiers like I did last week. Moon Knight and then Loki. That's tier 1. That's upper echelon. That's good. Like it's some of the best MCU storytelling in my opinion in general.
Yeah.
Drop off. Tier 2. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it's stronger than most people think. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it because a lot of people disagree with me. Third tier, Hawkeye. It gets worse every time I think about it. I don't know. Maybe I gotta rewatch it, but I just didn't hit. And then WandaVision. Just wasn't my type of show. Just wasn't my type of thing.
We get it. Depression's not your thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. No. Yeah. So overall, we both really enjoyed Moonknight. I love talking about it. I really did. It's really fun.
I'm gonna miss
really fun 6 weeks.
I'm gonna miss it.
What's this? Our third, besides What If, our third MCU live action show we've done, right? We started with Loki.
What If, Hawkeye.
Besides What If.
Moonknight. I mean, bro, count What If.
Okay, 4. Sorry. And we've done what? 2 Star Wars?
Bad Batch and Book of Boba Fett.
Wow.
Don't count animation.
Got any closing thoughts about Moon Knight?
I want it right now. I want season 2.
Yeah, me too, man.
Season 2.
I hope we get that official announcement here soon. And yeah, it's been a really solid show, but a really fun ride, and had a great villain. So it really had everything going for it. It gets a thumbs up for me. So are you done with the questions?
Yeah, I've been done.
Okay. Do you want to share them, or did we share them usually?
I shared them.
Like on screen or with? I don't know.
Oh, no,
what do you want to do?
Not on screen. I'll just ask you.
Okay. All right. It's now time to move into our second topic today. We are going to preview Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So far, I believe the movie has like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw
84 was the last that I saw.
People got to see it on Monday. Across the board, it seems generally positive. I did hear, however, hardcore MCU fans might have some problems with some stuff.
Ooh, it's dropped to
So what?
79.
I heard it's got a lot of horror elements, which I'm excited for. You know, Raimi, obviously, big horror guy. I am really excited, especially after watching some Raimi interviews about the movie. I will say, don't go into it expecting it to be cameo heavy,
Yep.
because that's not the case anymore. It seems like there's
Yeah.
this. Did you see the leak? By the way, did you see the video?
Not the video, but I saw a picture.
So,
I saw the picture of a stretchy blue boy.
are you upset?
I was very upset that I saw it.
I
I
was.
knew.
I voluntarily looked at it myself. I did
Okay,
not care.
here's my thing. I knew it was going to happen.
By the way, spoilers now. If you don't want to hear
No,
this,
no, 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 no. We're not talking spoilers. We're gonna keep the spoiler review or spoiler free. I knew that Stretchy Blue Boy was in the movie.
okay, he's basically saying
No,
it. This
no,
is a
no,
spoiler.
no. Nobody knows who Stretchy Blue Boy is but me. I knew that the Stretchy Blue Boy was in the movie, but I didn't want to believe it until like I saw the movie.
I believe. Let me check. I believe I texted you too.
Yes, you did. You said look out for the leaks and whatnot.
Yeah, because I.
Well, okay. What had happened was somebody had like tweeted something, and I was just going through the replies. I remember it wasn't even on a Marvel thing. It was on a Star Wars tweet, and someone just posted the picture.
So I said the new Multiverse of Madness picture leak is nuts. Don't watch it because I know you don't want to see those things. It's a massive spoiler.
Yeah.
I saw it. I freaked out a little bit. I didn't. I don't care. Like for some context, I knew the plot of Shang-Chi before I went and saw it. Like I knew what happened in Morbius before I saw it. I basically knew what happened in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like I don't care about those type of things when I read it. Like I don't care. Like I internalize what's gonna happen. So the twists aren't as. I mean, the twist still hit for me. Like if the twist worked, the twist worked still. Like seeing this grainy footage of a few special people isn't gonna change how I feel in the movie. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That dude looks. This person we're talking about looks good.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only looked at it for a few seconds, but the few seconds wasn't overly impressed by the suit.
I want this person to continue to play this character. And
Look, I didn't look at it for a full like 5 seconds. I looked at it for like 2 or 3 seconds, so I don't remember exactly what it looks like. I just remember who plays Stretchy Blue Boy.
And you're probably really upset. You probably were really upset.
I'm upset that I saw it. Yes, upset. Who's playing Stretchy Blue Boy? No.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the questions.
Okay, Drew. First and obvious question. What excites you for Multiverse of Madness?
Stretchy. No, I'm joking. Seeing the Illuminati, man.
The Illuminati will see.
And seeing Wanda go a little bit.
Wanga?
Seeing Wanda as the full-fledged villain going Anakin Skywalker. I'm really curious to see the dynamic between her and Strange. Obviously going in two separate directions, right? Strange kind of becoming the figurehead now of the MCU, while I can't speak. Wanda becomes the big villain. Besides Kane, so I'm really curious to see that. And yeah, man, the Illuminati. They revealed way too much in trailers, by the way. These
way
idiots.
too fucking much.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Wanda go ham on the Illuminati. I can't wait to see the horror. I'm very excited for that. To see the action and the fights. Very excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm excited for is just the hype of this movie has been real. I just want to get the movie over with, in a sense.
Yeah, man, the hype. You know, it's been 6 months since we've got an MCU movie. right? A little under 6 months. December.
Yeah.
And this has kind of been the end game to No Way Home's Infinity War. It's like the two-part, back to back, story here that it won't be finished because we got Big Boy coming in Quantumania, Kane the Conqueror. But this little multiversal saga. Oh, by the way, I think it's all behind me. Oh, never mind, Ron. Yeah. This little journey in the multiverse will kind of be wrapped up, but at the same time, I feel like it's gonna set up Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Very excited for hopefully the setup of Secret Wars. Excited to see my boy Billy Maximoff on the screen, on the big screen.
yes,
Tommy's cool, but he's not Billy. I'm just excited to see how Wanda is in this movie. She's the big player of this movie. I'll be honest. From what I've heard,
playa,
she's the big player of the movie.
playa. Yep.
One more thing about what excites you. Does the Sam Raimi horror excite you about this movie?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I listened to some Sam Raimi interviews. Man, he's just so intelligent. Just like I always love listening to directors and creators of projects, because you just have to have a different mindset for that. You just got to be a go getter, an innovator, always thinking, always crafted. I just appreciate storytellers so much to be able to put uh, their vision to the screen. And like it's also fascinating to me. It's like, yeah, I hadn't seen WandaVision. I just heard what happened, so I'm like really curious to see how he handles the character. He basically said, "Yeah, I just know what happens in WandaVision. I didn't watch it." He also hasn't watched the first Doctor Strange film, but um, Raimi's the goat, man. So obviously created, I think, in my opinion, the best comic book trilogy still.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm really curious to see what he does with Doctor Strange.
yeah, absolutely agree. Couldn't have said it better.
Plus, the MCU does need to get a little bit darker, like Moonknight, I think.
Yeah, yeah. You said it perfectly. I'm excited to see how he does it. I'm excited to see
Yep.
the horror. But the big question: what worries you from Multiverse of Madness?
A week ago, I would have said there's too many cameos, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah,
My biggest worry, that it's not a good Doctor Strange story still.
yeah,
I just feel like this character Strange really works well as a side character or just a big player in a bigger story. I like the first Doctor Strange movie. I think it's good. It's visually good. It's got a pretty good story, but I feel like the character is still the arrogant doctor. I'm really curious to see what character development he goes through in this film. Well, I'm very excited for all the cool setup stuff that we get. I'm obviously you said it a couple weeks ago, and I think you perfectly encapsulated the type of uh, media person I am. It's just I love character development. I want to see how this character changes, uh, because I feel like he's kind of been stagnant. It's kind of been the same thing almost. Just
yeah.
so I am really curious to see his development and if he develops at all, because I feel like this is a big stepping stone film for him.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely agree. I feel like the movie is going to worry about more on cameos in Wanda than it is Doctor Strange. I
Right.
understand Wanda is most likely the main villain, and I understand how important some of these cameos are going to be. But at the end of the day, this is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I would love it to be a Doctor Strange movie.
Correct.
Really
Correct.
be about him. Um, Next question. I'm gonna leave this for the end. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm, I'm gonna leave this before our bold predictions question. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that orange so I remember to go back to it. Drew, early reviews have said that the 2 hour runtime is an issue with the movie. Does that worry you?
Really?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of TikTokers who went to the premiere said that they didn't like the 2 hour runtime, saying that they felt like things were rushed in or crammed in.
I've heard this movie is fast. That's kind of Raimi's style.
Oh yeah.
No, it doesn't worry me at all. If I'm gonna be honest, like length of film doesn't worry me. Because you could tell a really good story in an hour and a half. I understand this film has a lot to do, but like, um, I have faith in Raimi, and if there's some parts that I feel like I'm missing, a lot of movies have that. Even 3 hour long movies have that. So the 2 hour runtime does not really concern me at all. I mean, we don't have to establish a new villain. We already have this character kind of set, Doctor Strange. So yeah, I don't see a problem. Maybe I'll see a problem after the film, but I think we get sometimes too caught up in runtimes. Like longer runtime does not equate to better. I feel like some people gotten into that mindset. Longer runtime, you can run into more problems essentially, if anything. So, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, my big thing is Rise of Skywalker. That's what this reminds me of. I think if it's going to be a case of Rise of Skywalker where they're not going to be able to get enough in because of how short the movie is, but it has a lot to wrap up, then I feel like that's a problem. But this movie has a lot more or less to set up than wrap up. So, I mean, for me personally, it doesn't worry me, but I understand the worry that, yeah, this is a big movie that has a lot of things in it. And I can understand that the 2 hour runtime and rushed subplots, rushed major plot could be a problem. But I think that, for me, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing until I've seen it. So that's my personal opinion. So, okay, big spicy question right here. Kevin Feige said at the red carpet that he isn't happy with how much has been shown in the trailers. Are you upset with how much has been shown in the trailers?
I would say I'm necessarily upset because I kind of knew about these things. We kind of both did. But for like the general audience, you know, eh. I mean, I feel like you got to get the general audience excited. I mean, really, I think they showed too much Professor X. I think out of all the people, like we already knew him
Weirdly enough, yeah.
in the film, but like I didn't need to see the yellow chair in the hand. It's like a dead giveaway.
I know. It was a thing that was like, I don't even think we needed to see him in the first trailer to be like, perhaps we should show him the truth.
That one was fine. Like, and then, if somebody saw like a Captain, a Britain shield, they would have been like, "Who the hell is this?" And then, some person that looks like Captain Marvel, like obviously as people follow this stuff, we know. So I'm not too bad. It's kind of weird though that they've revealed, Mordo's a member of the Illuminati. Just the trailers themselves, 4 out of the 6 members of the Illuminati. So yeah. And then there's 7.
There's 7 chairs. There's Professor X in the middle, and then 3 on each side.
Oh, 4 out of the 7. So we know 6. No, wait. Do we know all 7?
We do, but we're not going to say them out loud.
Okay. Wait. I missed it. Wait. I need to text you this. Yeah, we'll put this in the private chat.
Well, look, I'll say who we've seen in trailers.
I know who we've seen in trailers.
Professor X, Mordo, Captain Carter. Why is my mind blanking right now?
Mordo.
I said Mordo. He was the first one I said.
Mordo, Captain Carter, Professor X, and Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel.
Are we sure that's Maria? I know it's not Superior Iron Man, but I don't know if it's Maria.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
I don't think we've seen those yet, but I think it's almost certain that we will.
Oh, we've also seen the Living Tribunal in trailers.
We have, weirdly enough.
But it's kind of like, what the hell's his face? Played by Jeffrey Wright in What If? The Watcher.
Watu the Watcher?
Kind of like that. By the way, a god squad of Illuminati.
Yeah, remember in the comics we had
No, but who in the video itself?
in the movie. Oh no, don't know. Don't
Okay.
remember. But yeah, just remember as a reminder, the panel
Oh,
of the Illuminati was Professor X. In the comics, this is Iron Man, uh, Namor. No, not Namor. Was it Namor? Yeah, Namor. Briefly for a time, Black Panther, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic. I think that's it. And so, in this movie, we get weirdly 7. I wonder why they increased it. So, yeah. To go back to the question, yes, I think the trailers have shown too much, and that's going to be probably, in my opinion, this movie's biggest downfalls or downfall. So,
okay.
I
Okay.
think this movie suffers from showing too much. I honestly thought at times Spider-Man No Way Home was showing too much, but it didn't. So,
Oh,
what are you
okay.
looking up right now?
I know what it is.
Have we seen it in the trailer
No,
or
we
in the
haven't.
leaked image?
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that. I'll let you have one of the members not be known.
Just tell me in private chat. Is it someone from the comics? Who I just said?
Nah.
Who is that?
You don't know that? You don't know who that is?
No. Hold on. Oh,
I think.
I thought that was someone else. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Before we
What?
get into speculation town.
What's the next question?
Infinity War is said to be the most important MCU film to watch for this before this movie, even above the first Doctor Strange movie.
Wait. Who said this?
Somebody, one of the TikTokers who reviewed it at the red carpet said that they think Infinity War would actually be the most important thing to watch above anything else.
Okay.
Like, obviously watched Doctor Strange and WandaVision. But if you can
Okay.
only get one thing in, watch Doctor Strange. Or
You mean
watch
Infinity War.
Sorry.
Okay.
Watch Doctor Strange. It's a phenomenal movie. Drew, why are people saying this? What do you think is so big that Infinity War has more prevalence in this movie than WandaVision, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man No Way Home? What is going on? What big tie-ins do you think Infinity War has?
It's got to do something with him giving the time stone to Thanos. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange 1 definitely set up to tell Strange to not mess with the time stone.
Correct.
And then Strange
He proceeds to do it.
Strange literally went forward 14,605 times to see possible outcomes, seeing multiple timelines. So he 2 years later didn't listen to that advice?
Nope. Just gave it to Thanos.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's going to be the repercussions of that, of him going forward in time, giving the time stone away. So yeah. I think that's going to be the big thing. I think it's going to be also the big thing of they are missing the time stone. You know, the Ancient One talks about in Endgame how if the Ancient or the Sorcerer Supreme doesn't have the time stone, they will be overrun. They won't have the greatest weapon against the agents of evil. So, no time stone, no weapon.
Okay,
Time
I get
stone, weapon. Time stone, no time stone. So, yeah, I think it's just going to be a thing, though. Also, we're also going to be seeing more Eye of Agamotto's. Hopefully, we're going to have it explained how Doctor Strange has that thing back. Because I'm sorry, as a diehard, that is a very big nitpick that I have. That Thanos breaks it in Infinity War, and then he briefly has it back at Endgame, and then he for some reason has it back in No Way Home, and now it's a big part of this movie. I understand in the comics there were 3 Eye of Agamottos, but that was not explicitly told to us in the MCU. We were told that this was basically the only Eye of Agamotto. So, yeah, big Infinity War tie-ins, hopefully. Drew, major ties to the Disney Plus shows are major plot points of this movie. What do you think those major tie-ins are? Spanning to WandaVision all the way to potentially Moonknight.
I basically just think this is a conclusion to WandaVision.
I think WandaVision set up for What If Season 2. And
yeah.
And
So
one more thing. Kevin Feige also explained to us how the multiverse got broken up. Did you see his explanation to it on the red carpet?
said Sylvie.
He said Loki and Sylvie were the people who effed everything up. And then that led to Doctor Strange's spell being able to fail. So guess what? Your favorite character ruined everything.
Shout out my boy. Shout out my boy.
He just couldn't get over the amount of self-cess that he was about to have.
Yeah.
I think this sets up literally a season 2 for everything but like WandaVision and the obvious of like Hawkeye and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, I think What If Season 2 gets set up?
Right.
I think...
Because the multiverse obviously doesn't, like, close. None of this gets resolved.
No. I mean, like, you gotta think also...
Oh, please give us a tease to Kane. All I need to just see is Kane the Conqueror.
I mean, look, we saw this. If it comes out that we did not see the Living Tribunal in that trailer, oh, I'm gonna be mad. That was certainly the Living Tribunal.
It
right?
100% is. Yeah, it has to be. But I think it's brief. I don't think it's like.
But do you know how weird that would be just to see them in the background and have them not say anything? Because you do know about that the Living Tribunal was originally going to be in Infinity War, right?
I did not know that. What was their role going to be?
Originally, Thanos was going to do some weird thumb trick to... Doctor Strange was going to do this to Thanos, and he was going to be sent before the Living Tribunal in like a court system. Mid-fight.
Oh. And Thanos was
going to lose.
Okay.
Not lose the fight, but like lose the trial.
Okay. Interesting.
Hold on.
Okay.
Thanos was almost judged by the Living Tribunal. So the idea was that Thanos is sort of zipping through the universe, being presented all of his many, many crimes. So bodies are being thrown at him. He lands on things turned into bodies. Hands are grasping at him, and it's just kind of grim. And at the end, he gets dumped in front of the Living Tribunal and who judges him guilty. That's the quote from McFeely.
Interesting. All right. What's next?
Living Tribunal, bitches. We better see him. Where are we? Okay. This is just kind of a fun question. How many Doctor Strange variants do you think we will see in this movie?
Okay, so Defender Strange.
Normal Strange.
Normal Strange.
Sinister.
I think 4.
There's another one. The red carpet showed 4 Strange. Oh, Defender Strange when he's a zombie. I honestly, for some reason, have a gut feeling we're going to see like 5.
Yeah. Right.
I think so.
I'm excited for Defender Strange. I think Defender Strange I'm really excited for.
Same. Just weird offshoot question. How many Wanda variants do you think we're going to see? I think we're going to see 3.
So I think there's 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Wanda, she's not going to be able to get American Chavez. So then she decides to take over a body of hers within another universe. And then, so when we see her in the Illuminati, Oh, wait, did we see that in trailers? Did I spoil something? No, we do see that.
Yeah, because we see her fight the Captain Marvel variant.
Shit. I almost I just spoiled something. Um, and she
And we
crushes.
see the Captain Carter standoff.
Right, and she crushes an Ultron bot's head. Uh, that's not Wanda from the MCU physically. Like, controlling her, I think. Yes, but that's not her. If
Okay.
that made any sense at all. You get what I'm saying.
Sure.
It's not physically Wanda. It's a variant of her that's being controlled by MCU Wanda.
I get you, Familia. I get you. Okay.
Okay. I just want to make sure the audience understood what I was saying because half the time they probably don't understand me. So
Drew, big question: who dies in this movie? We were told. I heard from many people who watched this.
everyone,
I heard a lot of people die in this movie.
everyone, except Professor X.
Everyone but X. You think all of the Illuminati dies?
Everyone.
Even Carter?
Oh, she's the first to go.
Wow.
I think Mordo, like the MCU Mordo, like dies right away.
Oh. Do you think that is MCU Mordo, or do you think that's a variant of Mordo?
That's a variant, but I think MCU Mordo also dies.
Oh, poor guy.
American Chavez doesn't die. Strange doesn't die. The Strange variants die. I think. Can I say this? I think Juan bites the bullet.
Yes, I unfortunately agree.
Bro, I think Professor X is the only one who lives, and the reason I say that is because I think he's the same one from the '97 X-Men animated show, and that's why they're bringing it back.
Yeah, I get that.
Because he had that yellow chair in '97, so.
I'm gonna say.
A lot of people.
All the variants of people die.
Wait, so you think even the Wanda variant dies?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, by Strange? You think Strange beats Wanda?
By Wanda.
Oh, okay. By the way, I think Strange is like badly hurt by Wanda, like almost killed.
I don't know.
I think this girl is psycho, and I think she is Vader.
You
by
think
the end of
she's
this
the
film.
Vader of the MCU? Jeez,
Yeah.
it's a big mantle. Okay, tell me why I have this weird, suspicious feeling that I think MCU Christine Palmer might die.
By who? Wanda?
Wanda?
Or Gargantos?
Or Gargantos? Fuck with Strange? Why not?
Not a bad idea. But do you think the entire Illuminati dies? That's the big one.
No.
Really?
No, I don't think they die.
Oh.
Because
No.
look, here's my thing. Stretchy Blue Boy has to go play with his other three friends in a later movie. And then Captain Carter is in What If.
I'm just going to say it.
No,
I'm just going to say
no. Stretchy Blue Boy and three friends need to go play in their movie.
Bro, might as well just say it at this point.
No, I'm not saying his name. Okay? We're going to be confidential, and we're going to keep spoilers hush-hush.
Okay, spoiler alert.
No. We don't spoil on this show. Okay? We
talk about leaks all the time. What are you talking about?
We used to. We barely do it now. Let's be respectful to the audience, okay?
You literally just said. You literally gave the two most picturesque descriptions of this character and then named its friends.
I didn't name anyone. I named the amount of friends he has.
And you said he.
That could be anybody. There's a bunch of stretchy blue boys.
Please, can I say it?
No? After the movie.
This guy's
Cap-
giving it away. Okay.
Captain Carter in What If Season 2.
Oh, I
Doctor
don't think
Strange,
it's the same Captain Carter.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, you think we see Captain Carter that much in the multiverse?
Yes.
Jesus
Twice?
Christ. Jesus
Twice?
Christ.
What?
Twice too many. That means we have to see the original. We have to see that same boring episode in episode again.
That's gotta be sexist, man.
How's that sexist? It's an honest opinion that the episode was boring because it was just a quick recap of Cap 1, but with a woman.
Okay.
Mordo, I think, will die. I think Mordo's the only Illuminati member. Maybe another one might bite the bullet. I don't think Professor X dies. Come on now. We saw him die once before. We don't have to see it again.
Yep.
And then I don't remember the other people. So they'll live. They all got stuff they got to go do.
Okay.
So yeah. Stretchy boy with 3 friends. He's got stuff to go do. So hopefully, unfortunately, will not be directed by John Watts. So
True. Very, very true. Okay.
So a lot of people die, but hopefully a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Okay. Next
All
question.
right, Drew. Big question. What is next after this movie? Where do we go after the Multiverse of Madness? Is the multiverse still open?
So Quantumania just got moved up, right? To
It
February.
got moved up to February of next year.
I think that's the big final piece before Secret Wars.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's gonna move fast. Besides Loki season 2, I think this thing's gonna move fast.
You had me for a sec. I thought you were about to say we're about to end this multiverse crisis.
Oh no,
Quantumania.
Quantumania is the introduction to the villain that's really gonna keep things moving forward. Kang the Conqueror.
I'm excited to see Kang again.
Yeah, I think that's the next step. I don't know when we see these characters again. Strange and Wanda. I assume maybe Secret Wars seems like a long time.
Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I don't want to see Secret Wars for like 3 years.
Well, you're about right. Probably 2025.
Yeah, I don't want to see it for a few years.
And it's probably gonna be a 2-parter. It's gonna be a lot of stuff, a lot of characters. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. backing him.
Look, this is if I could make you an ideal timeline for the next few years until Secret Wars. Loki season 2. Like if we were to go with the new stuff right now. Like I guess if you want to keep in what we can currently have, I'll try to piece together what we have. Quantumania, Moonknight season 2, maybe a 3rd Doctor Strange or a Scarlet Witch movie.
Blade. Captain America 4.
Cap 4.
Fantastic Four.
Captain
Marvel. Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. That's really and then freshman year.
Guardians.
X-Men 97. Agatha Harkness.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Guardians 3. Guardians Holiday Special you mentioned.
Like just off of all those things, if we were to do the big things to lead up to Secret Wars, I mean, it'd have to be obvious that like
Quantumania. Oh, Captain Marvel, the Marvels. Well, Quantumania and Loki season 2, and then I feel like there'll be something else.
And I honestly don't know what that could be. And I don't know if that'd be I don't know, maybe a potential new show with Wanda or a new show with Doctor Strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I think just honestly, I don't know how long they plan to stay on this multiverse train. Honestly.
Probably till Secret. I mean, the multiverse will always be open, but the big focus being the multiverse probably till Secret Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I just to me personally, I don't know where you go though after Secret Wars.
I trust Feige. He's got the 10-year plan. They're all planned out now until 2033. So
I know. I mean, like, let's see. Like, I just looked up the biggest events in Marvel Comics. We have the Infinity Gauntlet story, which we kind of already got with the Infinity Saga.
Saga, yeah.
Fear itself, big event in Marvel Comics. Secret Invasion, of course, getting a TV show. Secret Wars, of course. Schism, House of M, Mutant Massacre, stuff like that.
But
So,
also, Alex, I feel like the next phase, right, will probably be a lot of mutants and Inhumans.
oh yeah. I
Because
mean,
still up until Secret Wars, I think we'll be very limited in the amount of mutants we see.
yeah, probably. I'm trying to see some other things. Oh yeah, the Avengers possibly versus the X-Men.
Yep, I could see that when you establish the
Onslaught.
X-Men.
We saw
Yeah,
Civil War and we got the new Secret Wars.
yeah.
But yeah, I just think that I mean, gotta think like the original Secret Wars. I mean, we gotta think Secret Wars ended with the multiverses not essentially collapsing in on itself, but people from other universes were brought to the prime Earth. You know, Miles Morales, Triskelion, they all came into the main MC or Marvel universe.
Right.
Um, Fantastic Four was believed to be dead. Um, you know, and other big things happened.
Right.
So, like, my thing is like, just where do you go from there? I mean, we did Civil War already. You know,
Yeah.
my honestly
Yeah.
big thing would be like, because I think what's going to be revealed in this movie is going to be that we are living in, or the MCU people are living in a post House of M storyline. Where
I could
either
see that.
a Wanda from the future or a Wanda has put up a hex where she has erased all mutants in an attempt to get her children back. Some weird shit like that.
I could see that for sure.
But now my big second to last question for you, Drew. Who do you want to see in this movie?
Like as a special character.
Anyone. Anyone.
Oh. Um. I want to see Kane.
Yeah, agree. Big agree.
Just as a little tease.
But someone else I want to see in this movie. Loki.
I don't think so. Sadly, but I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Multiverse. Loki had a big thing with the multiverse. Kind of. So
True.
I want to see it. I want to
Yeah.
see Mr. Fantastic. I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone. I want to see Wolverine. I want to see a popular name that I've heard, but I don't want to see them is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Do you want to see Mr. Maguire come back?
Of course, but I don't think it happens.
I don't want to see him back in this movie.
Wow, I just read a really interesting leak for Kenobi that I won't talk about. I'll tell you off screen, but wow, that's pretty dark and not surprising.
Wow. Here we are, already going back to leaking shows, are we?
It's kind of massive, but not surprising if I'm gonna be honest with you. Kind of funny too.
All right, let's
Uh,
wrap this up. Bold prediction.
Um, Doctor Strange is almost killed, and Wanda is still a villain. She will not be an Avenger for a very long time. And there's a new Illuminati formed by Doctor Strange.
Oh, I wanted to show you my Scarlet Witch Funko Pop that I got, but it's above me. I think we will see Uatu the Watcher in this movie.
Okay, you are big on this theory.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. I think it makes too much sense. If we're gonna have all these major what if tie-ins, we have to. And I think another big prediction, and the reason why I said 5 Doctor Strange variants, is because we're gonna see Supreme Strange. We have
Okay.
to. We have to. So those are my bold predictions. We'll see Uatu and we'll see Supreme Strange. Supreme Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And maybe we'll see the Ancient One again.
Yeah, could see that. I could see that for sure. Uh, yeah, I'm still reading some of these here. Very interested what's gonna happen in Kenobi. So yeah,
Well, speaking of Kenobi,
that's our Doctor Strange 2 recap. So let's now move into our third, or not our Doctor Strange 2 preview. Now let's move into our third and final topic, our Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer breakdown. I haven't seen a lot of general buzz about it. It's kind of weird. I
I
haven't.
know. Weird.
It's just been weird, man. Like they hyped it up like really early this morning. Like I was up at 5 for Moonknight, and I saw like 2 hours before even that they tweeted out trailer today. It's like okay.
Yeah. I
Uh,
also I was at school and I was like, ooh, Kenobi trailer, Kenobi trailer. And then I went on Twitter and nobody was talking about it. And I was just like, okay, I'll just live in this cave of sadness by myself then.
yeah. It was really, really interesting. So, Alex, what did you think overall about the trailer?
It didn't reveal too much, but showed enough. Got the premise of the story. Vader is hunting this man down. I love the seeing of putting Vader together.
Oh, yes, I mentioned this in my breakdown of the trailer. I said, usually when they reveal Vader in a trailer, it's him breathing, it's him in the back. It's like him physically there. This one is like a very new and unique way to tease Vader. It's him having the cybernetics put on him, just in a new, unique way. I really love the tease to Vader here. Having
Yeah.
them put the iconic button box. Still don't know what it does. Um, it's obviously his breathing apparatus kind of controls that, but yeah, a very unique way to set up Vader, and obviously Reva saying, "You can't run, Kenobi. You can't hide from him."
You
Um,
cannot hide from him.
very, very good setup. My
It
next question
is
from it.
it is his primary life support.
My next question is, what do you think of the Grand Inquisitor look now?
Didn't mind it the first time, don't mind it now.
Yeah, I still don't mind it. I will say, like, when you look at Tatooine and juxtapose it to his face, it just looked really jarring because he's like really pale, just
That's how
extremely.
that's how it was in the show. So
Yeah, yeah, I
but
don't mind it. Like, it looks fine to me. Um,
and I think
I,
that the other thing that a lot of people need to remember is that his head is practical. Almost everything in here is practical. You got to think they're on TV show budget. Like, think about how expensive it would be to have him as basically the main villain or one of the main
right,
villains, and to have to constantly CGI his head on top of having to CGI almost every other main character. It's a thing that
right.
honestly, if they had to sacrifice his head not being this tall,
Yep.
small gripe.
Yeah,
Small
I
gripe.
get it.
It's the same thing for me with the thing about his head. Same thing with me about the Ahsoka Montrals not being long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it's hard to take a character from animation and make them
Yeah.
exactly like they look in live action. As long as you get the feeling of that character and how they work in the story, uh, that,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
it just
Exactly.
works. Wow, that's interesting there. I just got done reading those plot leaks. Interesting. But yeah. I tend to agree. It's just, it's hard to get those characters from animation translate into live action. Today, I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch the gallery for the Book of Boba Fett?
I have like 20 minutes left on it.
I loved it. Listen, man, it was so, just how they did Cad Bane. That was a person in a suit. None of it was CGI'd at all.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I did see? And I kept, oh my God, I messaged my friends about it. Mark Hamill sitting down with the fake legs.
yeah,
Oh my God, bro. I legit said that made me want to throw up looking at it.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks so ugly.
yeah,
I'm so I mean, they definitely went back and CGI'd his legs, but still, I mean,
yeah,
it looked like the legs were like folded inward, and it looked like his legs were coming up from where his like his belly button would be. Oh God.
yeah. So to get back to Kenobi, Obi-Wan in this trailer still seems to be bent on the idea that he has to train Luke, right?
When the bones are
Um,
enough, he must be trained.
when the time is right, of course. And this obviously is different than Obi-Wan in A New Hope, who kind of has seemed to, no pun intended, lost hope. Or I should say that he's not hopeless. It's just kind of like he's become more hermity. Um, and it's like until like everything goes to hell that it's like, yeah, I got to train Luke now. Um, it seems like he kind of doesn't want to do it until he has to.
Yeah.
Uh, Here though he seems very bent on it, and it seems like Owen, very similarly to that conversation they have in the comics, is like, nope, absolutely not. After
And
what you did to,
yeah, and I think I was telling my friend, I was like, I think this actually could be. I don't think it was, but I was like, it's pretty similar to their conversation in the comics. Which
yeah,
you,
I don't think it's a retcon. Maybe it's just
no, I think it's a thing. They've had that conversation probably multiple times
multiple times, right? Obi-Wan's persisted on it. Owen's persistently
against.
going back to Kenobi, like, no, you cannot train him at all.
Yeah,
I thought that was interesting. A lot of Inquisitor stuff. They're gonna be, people think that they're not gonna be really heavily involved until Vader comes in, but based off of leaks and stuff, I won't go into too much detail. They're involved in the whole show. Like
oh
basically the whole show, they play a big role. Obviously, we saw Purge Troopers from
yeah,
Fallen Order. Obviously, we see Nur. So
yeah.
uh, yeah, I'm really excited for the Inquisitors. They look good. They look menacing, frightening. Um, and it just works for the story that they would be after Kenobi as
You
well.
know
It's almost like
what's
a competition between them and Vader. Who finds them first?
you want to know what's crazy? Star Wars has been owned by Disney since 2012. 10 years.
Yep.
And this will be our first ever project that will have a normal blue and a normal red lightsaber on screen. Like fighting each other. Not in animation, in live action.
Rey and Kylo.
Kylo's wasn't a normal lightsaber because it was the crossguard with the three, and it was a
Oh,
crackle
okay.
blade. I'm talking about normal, straight up normal blue, normal red, no alters to the lightsaber, no weird, funky business.
Really get back to my. I'm not gonna say how it should be because Star Wars is for everyone and it's different interpretations, but how it originated, I should say, how it all started. It's kind of full circle. It's just obviously it's full circle for us as kids. We grew up with Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars, and these characters and it's just gonna tie everything up. It's
Yes,
just
Lord.
so special. It's just such a special time, man. It's I can't stop like no today I'm like we're 23 days away from seeing something that I don't know, Alex. We've wanted to see for ever since Disney acquired Star Wars, and just in general, ever since I was a kid, we've always wanted
I
to
don't
see
know.
this.
Ever since, like, I would say for me, I'd always wanted to see Kenobi like movie or something. Shit, I'd say since like Clone Wars ended originally,
Right, right, yeah. And
or
I
I'd
kind of
even
want this to be it for these two characters. I want this to be.
meh. I wouldn't say it. I would want
I
to
don't
see
need.
more of Anakin and Obi-Wan during their training years together. But like on screen wise, nah, I think this should be it.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Kumail Nanjiani, we see his character for the first
I
time in
thought he was
a
gonna be a droid.
yeah, in a brief shot. I love Kumail. Obviously, great as what's his name in Eternals? Kinko.
Kingo.
Yeah.
Who we see by the way in a Guardians, I think. Guardian? No. Yeah, no, yes. A Guardians Volume 3 or Hollywood holiday special thing. We see it in someone's project. We see a Kingo poster in the background.
Uh, but yeah, obviously Kumail's character. We see the bounty hunters that are gonna hunt Kenobi. Um,
Loved his mugshot, by the way. I
yeah,
loved
it's
how
just
badly photoshopped it looked. Like it looked good for the Empire, or
right,
it looked bad for the Empire.
right,
Like it looked like man, they just hired some random guy off the street to be like, hey, can you like key out his background?
right.
Also, why did the Jedi take pictures of themselves?
Wait, you didn't think the Jedi had photo day?
Can't. Sorry, I didn't know we had picture day for the Jedi.
Yeah, I guess they did, man. I guess they did. Um, he also uses a blaster. I want him to make a joke of when he kills somebody with it and says, "So
So
uncivilized."
uncivilized. he kills someone. He's like, "I'm sorry, I had to kill you in this very uncivilized way."
He's gonna use a blaster a lot. It looks like that whole time he's on the Han Khan uh type planet. It looks like he's gonna use a blaster.
I honestly think he's not going to use a lightsaber until he fights Vader.
Yeah, like even when he confronts Riva,
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
mean,
use a lightsaber.
we
Lightsaber.
even like we know that people like Ahsoka can defeat Inquisitors without weapons.
I don't even think Kenobi's gonna defeat. I think he's just gonna flee. He's just gotta keep running. His goal is to just keep moving.
My
Like
question still to this day, since we know Vader's so involved in the plot, how does Kenobi still go another like 9 years on Tatooine and encounters Maul in a few years?
correct.
Do
You
you
think
think
that'd be
by the
pretty big? Like Palpatine, like sensing that Maul's dead.
yeah, and you'd also have to feel like Vader would have to be telling Palpatine about his search for Kenobi.
Right.
Because I don't think that line in Rebels where he's like, perhaps if he lives. Do you think he tells Palpatine about his search for Obi-Wan?
Palpatine has to know.
He has to. But if that's the case, why would he ask Vader if he lives? Why would he still be searching for him? Maybe it's in a context of like, oh, maybe he's died somehow.
Right. I've heard people who know some things about the show just say that there's a lot of care and thought that went into those lines in A New Hope and Rebels. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm
Oh yeah.
curious to see how they play out. Overall, like I agree. I thought this trailer was very good. I saw a lot of people say, "Ugh, whatever." I'm like, nah, this was good. Like it established again the Inquisitors are going to play a big role. Really excited to see that.
Establish the
Um,
plot, and that was the big thing for me. I didn't need the big money shot of Vader and Kenobi standoff. No, didn't
the
need it.
Inquisitors, man. Uh, I'm, as much as I'm excited for Kenobi and Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as Vader slash Anakin, I'm really excited to see what they can do with the Inquisitors in live action.
Yeah.
I think there's some good moments with them in Rebels. I think we would agree that once they stray from the Grand Inquisitor, they're kind of bland and
Yeah.
generic. So I'm curious to see, especially what they do with Riva. Um,
Yeah.
I think
She's
she's going to
really
be a big star
intriguing.
from this show.
Yeah, it's also interesting that she's the only one that doesn't primarily go by their Inquisitor name. She goes
It has
by
been
her
confirmed
name.
she's the third sister, though.
Yes, she is the third sister, but she doesn't go by it. She goes by Reva. So I wonder what that's all about.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I thought it was a really good trailer. Short still, but I
Yeah,
don't need a 2.5 minute trailer. So, uh,
agreed.
got anything else for Kenobi?
Nope, May 27th can't come fast enough.
No, we'll
Where
be
was my Andor trailer?
uh celebration.
It's not even a panel at Celebration.
I know, but who knows what's happening. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our Kenobi trailer breakdown. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nerd.
Nothing. So we'll be back next Wednesday. We don't have a topic, so we'll come up with
Figure it
some.
out.
We'll figure it out. We'll be back.
Multiverse of Madness.
We'll be back next Wednesday. Oh, for a
Saturday.
regular scheduled Wars of the Stars, and then probably Saturday we'll be live recapping Multiverse of Madness after Alex and I see it. So come join us then, probably Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Expect that. And expect us to be back for Wars in the Stars episode 68 next Wednesday. As always, may the Force be with you. May the Fourth be with you today. Been a great May the 4th. I might go watch Return of the Jedi now. Um, may the
Such a
Fourth
weird
be.
way to end the day. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
watch Return of the Jedi now.
yeah. I haven't watched Return of the Jedi in years. May the Fourth be with you. Uh, May you stay burdened with glorious purpose.
For the final time, light is
Light
Gaius.
is Gators. All right, good show, good show. Woo!